Hello world of YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Comic Call, the segment where I feed into my addictions to comic books. I got a big beefy haul this month. I did some local scouting, some My Comic Shop shopping, and I actually found the first thing I'll talk about, a trade back from my youth at a local gaming store. They also sell comic books, and they had, I think I've mentioned this issue, this trade back of Ultimate X-Men on the show, on Comic Call, I think. I used to read this trade back. I read this trade back a couple times when I was in high school. I really like the cover. I like the title, Hellfire and Brimstone. Wolverine's tearing ass through some robots. So I bought it again. I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited to read it, to reread it. Maybe I'll talk about it on the show. I don't know. But I remember loving this when I was a teenager. We'll see how it holds up over 10 years later, me rereading this. But I'm excited to get it. When I saw this cover at the store, like a wave of nostalgia, like a door just opened in my mind, and it was like, this is the book. So I bought it. I'm excited to read it again, because again, I like X-Men a lot, and yeah, even if I don't hype up Wolverine much, I do like some of the stuff that they've written with him. Obviously, you'll see as this goes on. The next chunk of the haul I got was from My Comic Shop. This is the beefier part of the haul, honestly. First up, the first non-story related, because a lot of what I bought on My Comic Shop was just filling out arcs, like filling out stories that I'm going to cover on the show arc. But I also bought an issue of Paul Dini's run with Batman, which I heard of through a show, I think on Digino Gaming, that Alex Fossiani from the Super Beard Bros was on, where he talked about Paul Dini, who wrote for the animated show, did like a run in the 2000s with Batman. And I feel like I bought a different issue, but I also have this one. So I've got a couple issues with this now, and I could look for the trade backs, but instead I'm being an idiot buying the single issues. Maybe if I find the trade back, I'll buy that instead. But yeah, this is an issue, Paul Dini's run with Batman. I'm excited to read into that, because I like me some Batman comics. I also bought another issue in the Joker's Wild, the Robin 2 arc that I'm trying to get. I feel like I have the first three. If not, I bought issue 4, and I'll buy issue 3 some point in the future. But I'm almost done with that. I've got almost all of that now, and I'll read that and do for the show. I also bought the last issue I think I need also of Magic Bullets, the Punisher Doctor Strange arc. I'll read that and talk about it on the show. I like those characters, seeing them come together. I think I talked about that already, but I got the 4th issue of that. I also bought the other 3 issues I needed of an Iron Fist Wolverine story that I'll actually be covering this month on ARC, pairing that these two characters did in, I think, 2000. I think it was in the year 2000. But Iron Fist and Wolverine coming together, the return of the Kunlun. I talked about the first issue when I got that on the show a little bit. And I got the rest of them all at once, so I can read them, talk about them. I actually got a lot of Iron Fist this month. You'll hear me talk about Iron Fist again later. But I bought the first issue in of the 7 Capital Cities in Heaven, which is another Iron Fist story that came out that I'm going to buy all of the issues of. But I bought the first issue, and I got that secured. And then I also, to close up my Comic Shop part of the run, as always, got a little bit of Blood and Thunder. I think all I have left are the Warlock and the Infinity Watch issues. I think I have all the Thor and Silver Surfer issues now. So I'm almost done. And then once I'm done getting all of them, I'll read it all, and then I'll talk about it with you guys. It'll be a nice, fun episode of ARC to do. You know, I haven't made an ARC in a while, but I still really love comic books. Obviously, this whole My Comic Shop part of the haul was just feeding into my addiction to loving doing the show. So, you know, take with that what you will. And then recently I went to my local store, because, you know, support local businesses, and I picked up a couple issues of some new stuff and some seemingly one-off stuff. I got the 25th Commemorative Edition issue of The Darkness, which is an Image comic from the 90s. They made a video game about it that I played on the channel, Image Comics, where Mike Patton does the voice of the Darkness. It's about this guy gets taken control of by a demon. Very 90s edgy. I saw that they had the commemorative issue there, and I was like, yep, that's going in my collection. I also bought the first 2 issues of seemingly a new Iron Fist arc that they're working on, called Heart of the Dragon. It's a new one that literally the second issue, which is not that, the second issue is scheduled, or is like out, like it's brand spanking new. So I'll be trying to follow this, barring it's more than just 2 issues, and I'll read it eventually and talk about it on the channel. And then lastly, the last comic that I picked up, again, caught my eye partially because of the cover, but also because of the name. It's Oingo Boingo. It's a tribute to Danny Elfman's band. I kind of thumbed through it a little bit. It just looks like a tribute to Danny and the band. It's got cool art. It's black and white. It's got some really cool looking art in it. It just looked like a fun thing to have. I like Oingo Boingo. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I like the band, and I like Danny Elfman, and I like art. And so I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Let's buy that, get it, and see what the fuck that's about. But yeah, we got a little Oingo Boingo tribute. This would be a good thing to have. And that's the comics about. That's my comic haul. Are you excited to see me talk about some of these comics? Do you like these comics? Do you like Iron Fist? Because he was the big showcase this month. It was just a bunch of Iron Fist shit in tandem with other things. But that's it. That's what I got. I know I have a facet of my community who likes these videos, so I figured I'd make another one. It's been a while since I've added to my comic book collection, so there you go. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdy content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons. If you want to join their ranks to get early access to content, exclusive content, or to help drive the community, it's linked in the description. I'm going to get out of here. I've been Viral Rack. You guys are getting these lives and situations, and I'll see you another day.